everyone, it's Tessa, your Tuesday on 7 POV. Not getting any better at saying that. Hello everyone, this week's theme on 7 POV is Calm Down with the Hand Gestures, Tessa. But the actual theme is final school exams, midterms, blah blah blah, because a lot of girls are taking them. And that's a fun topic. I'm going to be talking about study tips for specifically my courses I'm in, which you can apply to a lot, but I don't want to talk about language if I'm not taking language. Because, I'm in grade 9. I don't know what language exams are like. But I'm going to be talking about business and technologies, which I take, which is a computer course, French, math, and geography. So first I'm going to start with French, which is the second language that I take because you have to take it in Canada. Because we're a bilingual country, we're French and English. But I know in the US, I've seen girls who take German, Spanish, Japanese, lots of languages. I've seen people take French too. But I think you get a choice in the US more. We just have to take it. But I think these could apply to any language because you learn the same type of stuff, I think. So my first tip is about when you're doing we're doing le superlatif in French right now. We're singular, plural, les meilleurs, es, blah. But what I like to do, it's a total grammar thing. It's about grammar, when do you add the e, when is a feminine, when is a masculine, blah, blah, blah. And you can also go back and do this in English. So what I like to do is I take, this is impossible to see, but on one side it's the French version, on the other side it's the English way to do it. So I do the set grammar in English and then I pair it with the French one right beside it, and I can look at them side by side and actually figure out what I'm doing, because what I did for the longest time was I just went with it and I had no idea what we were even doing. And then when I started doing it in English as well, I noticed I had better test scores, so I started doing it in English all the time. Another thing I find just works for definitions or second languages as well in general is with verbs and that I just write them out a ton of times. Just a ton of times, just 80 times. And then a general tip I also have for any studying at all is trying to make it somewhat fun if you can, or at least kind of funny. We had to do a dialogue about a vending machine, so I made a YouTube themed vending machine. And then for the dialogue, which was all these people going to the vending machine and using it, I used Tyler Oakley, Mikey Murphy, Hannah Hart, Troye Sivan, and Trevor Moran. That was really weird, just because I could make up weird and funny scenarios and think of them the whole class, and that was kind of cool. And then another tip I have, just again across all boards, is study packets. I find work really, really well. They're just they could be 3 to 10 or 15 worksheets that you can do on your own and then go over with the teacher and correct with your teacher and have them explain to you what you did wrong if you did do stuff wrong. And that especially works in second languages because ours are totally in French, the instructions and everything are in French. So then if I totally screwed up, she can explain it to me. My next thing is for geography, but I'm just keeping rolling. These are just what they are, the end of term reviews, each time you do a subject. This one was for physical geography. No, this one was for physical geography when we did that. You can't see it at all, but what it has is it's before the test we take on that one. There's 14 questions, and it's stuff they have, what climate zone region is Rockland in? Why did scientists reject the theory of continental drift? And what you have to do is you write them out on your own papers, and they're kind of test questions that you can do the night before, a couple nights before, and read over and make your own little study packet. And I just have those, and I like to keep them, and then I use them before the exam. I have all of mine from this year that I'm going to be using and going over it before I take the exam and writing out all the answers again, just as an easy refresher as well. And then everything's kind of back in your head, especially when you're getting into, I know older grades do stuff with a lot of names in history and geography. The only one I think I have to remember is Alfred G. Wagner. But even when you're getting into a lot of names, or that writing out what happened, or writing out if it's the story of the Native Americans, or that writing out names you need to know, or that before your test, even if you think you know them, can be a really, really good refresher. And then for math, I have a really good teacher in math, so I just find it's been going a lot better. But we get test questions, like before each test, there'll be pages in the textbook where you can go and review. And what they are is what I should know pages at the end of each unit. You can go over those test questions, and I save all the ones I've done from the year, and I save all of those pages, and I go back and I redo those questions the same as I do with the study reviews. As well, often a lot of textbooks, I don't know about other ones, but I know in a lot of ones from Pearson, they have exam reviews in them you can go and do, so that's really good. I also keep a lot of my homework in that. I just keep it in my binder like this. I staple it and I just keep it in like a folder or accordion pocket in my binder, and I read it and I go through the question and I figure out what I did. I backtrack it and just read through what I did. And again, in math, I just made a really, really thick study packet going through what I did. Was I went through each unit, like the first unit was rules with integers review for like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and I wrote out all of the notes, and then I wrote out questions for myself to go over. And then that's like unit 1. And then unit 2 was order of operations or bed mass. And I write out the notes. Then I write out the notes from that, and then I write out work for myself for simplifying equations of that, and I just have a big study packet I can do on my own. It's just all easy, like, stuff I did on lined paper when I was bored over the Christmas break. And then my last class is Business and Computer Technologies, or I think the course code is BTT10E. It's business class. It's cool. Normally you don't have to take exams. Normally we have in-class tests, but this year we have to take an exam. And honestly, for me, it's just talking with the teacher, asking him what's going to be on it. I wasn't there for part of the course, so it can be kind of daunting for me. But I think a lot of it, too, is just asking your friends and figuring it out. That one's a lot of computer stuff. It's like Excel and Word, which I find beneficial because, like, if it's stuff like putting in codes, like true or false codes on Excel, I can go on to not Wikipedia, but like WikiHow or whatever. How do you say it? But I can go on there and I can read about how to do it. And again, for me, it's just that one I write it out, but then I have like Microsoft and that, so I definitely try it out on my own, like true or false operations. I'll write it out and then I'll go on my computer and I'll go on to Excel and I'll actually do it. And I find that really helps for that course. That's the only really like extra course you take in exams, and like we don't take exams in art or woodshop, or as far as I know. And I don't know about PE exams. We don't take them. So, but anyways, that's my video. I'm sorry it's absolutely terrible, but I have a lot of exams coming up. I have like regular exams, but I have like dance exams, and that's just stressful. So many exams, and they all come so close to each other. And I'm also kind of sick, and I'm also kind of tired. And I'm also kind of hoping that I go to a Shega this year. And I just I don't sleep. I have gym next semester, that's why I'm not sleeping. But anyways, that's my video. I'm sorry for rambling on so much and being terrible and wasting a ton of time. But anyways, my name is Tessa. You should like and subscribe and that. All my social media links will be down below. Bye!